Hello, my scrappy friends, and welcome to my channel today. So, it is International Scrapbooking Day, so happy International Scrapbooking Day. Today, I have a share for cut to you using one of the freebies that Gwen has offered. So make sure you head over to the Facebook group or the blog so you can get all the information. I'll make sure I leave the links in the description box below. Here is the page I've created, and I use that big title. So first up, I have got my silhouette tutorial for you. This first bit is really easy. It is a simple trace and cut. So I cut this on white cardstock first. I'm just resizing it to the size that I want. I had originally first come up with a different idea that didn't work, but my cut file still worked for what I wanted. So you can see here I'm just resizing that to the size that I want it to be. All I've done is dragged it into my Cameo software and clicked on it and used the corner arrows to resize it so that it keeps its ratio. Setting that to my Cameo. And then what I've done is I've actually had my Cameo cut all of the inside letters for me. So the first thing that you need to do if you're going to do this is get rid of all of the outline of the design. So I've left in a bit of a chunk of this so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. All of the bits that you don't need are all of those outside bits. So we're going to be left with the letters here. All I'm doing is selecting and deleting. Now to delete multiple at a time, I'm holding the shift key and then clicking on the piece that I want to remove. You can see that all those extra lines are going away. I'm just going to click on these last few here for this word, and then I'm going to cut to the next bit. So once that's done, you're left with all the inside pieces, and I've already done the right click release compound path. So each of these letters are now an individual piece. I have grabbed one word so that I could zoom in and show you exactly how it works. And I've moved that down to the bottom of my cutting mat here. I have selected it and then clicked the offset button and created an offset. So I've made an outline of the cut file so it's a tiny bit bigger so that I have something to stick it to. And from there, you can see I've done all the letters. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see it. What I'm using is the Page Evans Horizon 2x2 paper pads. So I get 4 letters from each piece of pattern paper. And you can see here, all I did, because those letters were in no order when I cut them, I just put some glue behind, so on the white part of my cut file, and grabbed each letter as I needed it, making sure I wasn't repeating one pattern exactly next to each other. And I've got a rainbow of fun words that didn't take me forever to cut out. So firstly, my lighting is not fantastic, and I do apologise. I'm hoping that by the end of this weekend, my lights will be fixed, but we shall see depending on time. So this is in my new craft space, and I am scrapbooking photos of my new craft space, and I got to tell you, I love it. It's amazing. I'm so happy in it. What I've got here is a piece of white cardstock, and I have done nothing to this. I haven't prepped it in any way, shape or form. I am using my Distress Oxides. Now, I really like the way that the Distress Oxides dry straight onto the white cardstock. Now, it is Saturday. My kids, I thought they were watching TV, but I can hear them yelling at each other, so I don't know what they're doing. I did warn them I was coming in to do a voiceover. It's okay. So yeah, I'm just using the Distress Oxides to add colour to my background and the packaging technique. I've used Faded Jeans. I think this is seed something. It's not Seedless Preserves. It's mustard seed. Yes, it's very bright. I was surprised at how bright it was. And between each colour, so I do the packaging technique, then I add some splatters, and then I clean my craft desk. I'm still in it's my new space, clean it up mode. Cleaning my space and drying it off with a heat tool because I don't want these colours to mix. I know I'm coming in with some pink and I do not want purple. So you can see between each colour as well, I'm putting all my things back on to see how they sit, to see if I need more colour. And I wanted more of that yellow. So I've just added some more and I'm going back in with that. Again, I pop the cut file back on and my photos. And off they come again for my next colour. This is picked raspberry, I think. Yes, it is. Excuse me, I'm still not well. That's okay. Thankfully, it is only a cold and nothing more serious or sinister. So, like I said, just adding colour, drying it off, adding splatters, and just getting it to a place where I'm happy with it. I don't know if you can tell very well, but on the right hand side of my screen there, I've got one of the Tim Holtz, one of the white sticky mats from the mixed media, whatever glass mat thingy is called. I got a spare one and that just sits on my desk. This is Mermaid Lagoon, I think. I love these bold colours. They're so fun and they go so well with this collection. Adding some more splatters. And that is the colour added to my background. So you can see that the colours just work really well. It does make that cut file pop more than it was before, especially where the words merely and be are, because it was white on white. I'm going to add foam to the back of all of that, and then I wanted to add some more to the background. So I got this stamp set last year for International Scrapbooking Day. It was a collaboration, I think, between the Stamp Spot and Kelly Winnell Stamps. And I'm just adding some of these crafty words. I can't remember exactly what they say. I'm pretty sure you can read them in the close-ups. I'm going to use my cut file for placement because I do want them kind of in the background, but I also want them to be legible. Using the black soot archival ink. I wanted that permanent ink on here. Just trying to get my placement right. Nothing's stuck down yet. You can see I'm stamping off as well. So I do my first stamp exactly where I want it, and then I stamp off a few times so that I get that shadowy effect. This one I put in completely the wrong place. But because I have stamped multiple times, it's not that obvious, so I can fix it, which is awesome. So you can see I'm just going to go straight back in, stamp again, and stamp off again. Easy as, fixed. Wanted to add a little bit more, so I'm going to grab another stamp set. I really like this little heart, so again I'm adding that in second and third generation stamping. Sorry. So I'm just stamping those hearts around the page. Though my photos have all been printed on my Instax printer, and they've got a fun printed star border. So if you don't know already, Gwen also has a discount code. I can't remember if I said that before. She does have a discount code. It's 40% off everything, including custom cuts, for this weekend only. So make sure you head over to the Facebook group and sign up to that newsletter. I wanted to bring it all together a bit more, so I'm using my black gel pen and doing a couple of scribbly lines, not messy lines, around the edge. I'm just doing 2 on each, and then I'm going to come in with some black splatters. This is Row Base Colour Spray by Colour Blast. You can see I'm just using a paintbrush and adding a few splatters where I've done the stamping. So these are the 5 photos I'm using. You can see I'm measuring them. Now, I completely screwed this up the first time. I'm measuring them. I got the measurements right. The first time though, I didn't leave enough room for it to concertina fold properly. And then I didn't leave enough like bits for my photos to go on and for it to stick. So I have saved you the pain of watching all that. But I have cut strips exactly the same width as the photos, and then I have scored at a tiny bit more than what the measurement of the photo is, so that there's room for it to fold. I did want to include all of these on the page. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do like cut my page protector so that you can, so it's out of the page. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. So I've kept in the bits that worked correctly. I'm just double checking to make sure I've done it right this time. You can see I'm just making sure. And so the first time I cut off before I put my photos on, and this time I stuck my 2 strips together, put my photos on, and then went, okay, this is where I need to cut. And I'm just using my ATG to glue my photos on. And of course my ATG ran out, easy fix. And there you go, you can see that that's all ready to rock and roll. Time to assemble my page now. Do want to make sure that these words are straight, and I did want my photos on a tiniest angle. I am using the Horizon collection. Now this bird, I love him. He's absolutely gorgeous. I'm so pleased that I got him on a page. I was so tempted to, no, let's save him for something special. Well, this is something special. I've got that floral in between my layers of my photos, and then I've got that little arrow that says Road to Happiness. So you can see I'm going to start gluing down my cut file. I do this piece by piece. And I'm just using my Scotch tacky glue, and you can see I'm just applying glue to the foam. I'm going to grab my T-square ruler, make sure it's all straight, then I'm going to add more glue to the rest of that and stick it all down. So that bottom part is all stuck down. Because it's a chipboard sticker, I did use my powder tool to remove the stick from the back of that where it's not stuck. And here is where I decide to move that up so it's on top. And I'm just going to make sure that it doesn't interfere with the folding at all, which it doesn't. And I'm just going to pop that on top. It says Road to Happiness. I'm like, yes, that's my happy place. It's my craft room. Yes, Road to Happiness. So I'm applying heaps of tape, and I'm just going to stick that in place right there. I like the way the flower overlaps. I love the banner. I've stuck down the top part. I'm going to add my journaling in pencil, and I just showed you I'm going to go over the top of it with pen. Now the journaling, and it's funny, the journaling says almost, this is paraphrasing, almost to the day 5 years ago we revamped my craft room, and I've moved into this new space, and it's amazing, and I love it, and it's fantastic. So yeah. I can't believe the timing, almost exactly 5 years to the day. Here are the close-ups. I will make sure I leave links to the Cut to You store, the blog, the Facebook page. Make sure you head over, join them, get that discount code, get these freebies, and I will be back again very soon with another share. Thank you ever so much for stopping by, and happy International Scrapbooking Day.